Hey, Booza! Happy Sunday! I came to check on y'all or whatever. Come talk to me. Let me make sure this is doing right. Let's see. Now, I ain't saying lower your expectations. I'm just saying expect problems when you expect greatness. Hey y'all. So we talking about the hero's journey. Happy Sunday. I'm trying to make sure I can see y'all comments. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can see myself. Hey, boo. Hey. Come talk to me. Oh, you know what? I got to change this. Let me see. Hey, happy Sunday. I don't know why this always start me private. Hey, heart me up or whatever. Happy Sunday. So we are here to talk about, I want to talk to y'all about the hero's journey. If y'all came in here, y'all kind of heart me up or whatever. I got to see if I can see y'all. Let me see. Comments. Yeah, let me see. Hey, everybody. So I just came to do like a little check-in or whatever, like a Sunday check-in. And I miss you guys. So I just came to do a little chit-chat or whatever, check in with you guys, encourage everybody as always. I hope y'all made y'all did y'all manifestations under the moon, positive things. I hope all positive things. I had to take a little dip out, you know. I had to duck my head, duck and dodge. There's a whole lot of bullshit going on out here. So she had to take a little break. But I am back and I am in full effect. So I just came to check on y'all. I want to talk to y'all about the hero's journey on a Sunday night. I won't be before you long, but yo, I'm just like so fascinated with this information that I found out about the hero journey. Now, I talked to you guys about it before, but I think I done been on a little journey since I started researching the hero's journey, right? And I think a lot of us are kind of going, I know a lot of us are going through, hi, boo, hey, baby. I know a lot of us are going through the hero's journey, right? So don't talk about me, y'all. Yo, and you know what? I got to come on here and we got to talk about some crystals. So one day this week, we're going to talk about all my crystals and stuff. All right. So, yeah, I love. I love the healing properties of crystals. I love the healing properties of crystals, so I am just fascinated. And I'm going to be telling you guys all about it or whatever. So, yeah, so let's get into this hero's journey. So I had to print it out because I did not want to forget anything. All right. So we talk about the hero's journey. Now, I feel like a lot of us that are going through an ascension, basically it's kind of like the hero's journey, right? So just sit back and listen. So you may recognize, right? So the very first part of the hero journey is you start off in your ordinary world, right? So you start off in the ordinary world and you get a call to adventure, right? So most people, whenever they are called to adventure, they resist the call, right? So that's the first thing you do. So like you resist the call and then you meet up with a mentor, right? And your mentor is like your supernatural aid and they help you with meeting your, what is it? Meeting your white spirit. Right? So then you go on, you start this trial, right? So it's all these trials and tests. You go into the belly of the well, you find out who your enemies are, your allies, your obstacles that are before you, right? So that's the very, very beginning. And that's when you kind of start like the separation. Hey, Mr. Beckett. you. So I'm talking about the hero's journey again. I'm talking about the hero's journey because I feel like a lot of us are embarking upon our hero's journey. So at the very, very beginning, we're living our ordinary life in our ordinary world, and we get called to adventure. A lot of us, we refuse the call. We be like, you know what, God, I'm just really too busy to just be changing my life. Like, I don't think I want it, right? So then we meet a mentor, right? And they show us our white spirit. So I think that means that they start to show us, hey, I think it starts to show us that like we have another, like we have a light side, right? Like some of us think that like the only thing we have is like our dark side, when in actuality, we realize that like God has put something very divine within us, right? So at first we refuse the call. We be like, yo, I'm just too busy to be in the army of the Lord, right? Then we go through the first threshold. The first threshold is crossing your final test, right? So I don't know what that means, crossing the first threshold. Oh no, you know what? I'm reading this from something else. So you find out that you go to the first threshold and you approach your first innermost cave, right? So I think a lot of us have, during quarantine, we have kind of like been off to ourselves, and we've been kind of like in a cave, right? Like separated from other people, just kind of like going within, kind of like learning ourselves, learning what things we've been through, why we've been through those things, kind of like processing, doing self-healing, right? And we may not have realized that we were embarking on a hero's journey, right? It just feels like we've been going through a whole bunch of bullshit, right? So I'm here to let you know that it wasn't just a bunch of bullshit. It was a hero journey, right? So we refused the call. There's some resistance, right? So then we start to meet guardians that's going to help us along the way. We end up in the belly of the well, you know, kind of like Jonah. Remember Jonah? He had a call from God and he tried to run. So then he ended up in the belly of the well. But you know what I found out, though? I found out that wells have the ability to cleanse themselves, right? So that's a very good trait, right? So I guess at the very, very beginning of your journey, you realize, hey, y'all, hey. I guess you realize that you do have the ability to cleanse thyself, right? Okay, so then after that, then we embark on our road of trials, right? So we have tests, we have challenges. It prepares us to be the hero, you know, the motherfucking hero or whatever. Like, you know, the knight in shining armor, you know, the grand steed, you know, all that shit, or the grand goddess or the grand princess. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we have tests, challenges that prepare us to be the hero. Our consciousness expands, right? So a lot of us are expanding our consciousness. We're tapping into our psychic gifts, our psychic abilities, right? We are learning that there's more to this existence than just our 3D. We're starting to access other dimensions, things of that nature, right? So we expand in our consciousness or whatever, okay? So then we have helpers, right? So we have people along the way that help us along the journey. They may give us information. They may encourage us. They may just let us know that like we're not alone. Like there's other people that's going through this craziness, this upheaval, this, oh my God, turn my life upside down, right? So this is what I'm reading from. I'm probably going to post this on my page, okay? So next, so you got helpers, right? Then you start to have a synchronistic events, right? So you guys notice like a lot of us, we've been like, what is going on? Like, what's up with these numbers? We starting to see numbers, things of that nature, right? So that's all a part of like your consciousness getting expanded, right? So that's a good thing. It's good. It's good. So then you embark upon your the abyss, right? And it says the supreme ordeal. You meet up with the goddesses. You atone with your fathers. So that's basically like a time wherever you start to gain a different perspective on life. Because a lot of times I talk about how our programming, it's how we look and view life. So at this point in the journey, that's when we kind of start to look at our relationships, our family relationships, start gaining a different perspective, right? So then the next step is transformation. So after we start to look at things differently, mentally, right? Then we start to transform, right? So those of us who ascribe to being Christians, the Bible says that we are transformed by the renewing of our mind, right? So once we start to look at things and we have a different perspective, we may take another look, right? Then we start to transform because we start to realize like, things are different, right? So transformed perspective gives birth to a transformed self, right? So once you start to see things different, then you start to become a different person, right? So then you have new attitudes, new beliefs, new behaviors start to emerge, and yourself is reborn. Right. So y'all didn't know all that was happening. So that's what's been happening, y'all, right? Because things has been like a little crazy, but that's what's been going on. Okay. So then next you have your final death and rebirth. So how many of us felt like, oh my God, I have got to be that. I've got to be that, and I'm surely a bit, right? So a lot of us have been going through that. So it's all a part of it, right? You gotta die to live again. So you have to have a death, so you can have a rebirth. Okay, so let me see. What else do you do? So you have the ultimate boom, right? So that's like when it all hits you like, yo, like all this shit is making sense now. Like everything is coming together. It's starting to make sense. It's like waking up and realizing, right? You're like, oh my God, food tastes better. It just like, I don't know, you start to feel all your emotions, right? Which can be good or bad, but then you learn how to kind of like temper, right? That's when you learn how to start using mindfulness and how to stay in your body and all of that kind of stuff. But like, yeah, I remember I was just like, life is just brighter. Colors are brighter, like, right? So that's the death and the rebirth. Let me see. You consolidate your experiences. So basically you pull everything that you learned together, right? And you start building a new meaning, like a new meaning for life. Because a lot of us, like, the reason why like the hero's journey was so difficult is because like we literally had to like reconstruct the way that we looked at life. Like we had to emerge and live like totally different. And that can be so scary. So that's part of why I'm talking about this, because all of us don't understand like what the heck is going on at the time that it's going on, right? So so we go through the big boom, we start building a new meaning for life, right? So then we go to the return threshold. The return threshold is the final challenge, right? And it's almost like it's scary because it's crazy because you were scared to start the journey and now it's over and now it's time for you to return back into the regular world, and it's like scary, right? So during that time is the refusal to return. You take your magic flights, right? You start to realize like, oh my God, I am fucking magical, god damn it! Because now you got all your new gifts because you done fought warlocks, witches, dragons, snakes, rats, and reptiles, right? So now you have a new outlook on life, right? And we ain't mad about it because all of us had to go through this hero's journey, right? So it's, it's all good. So I'm here to encourage you guys that like we've all been through it. We've all taken multiple trips around the hero's journey. Some of us a little bit quicker than others. Some of us, and then too, like when we refuse, a lot of times we end up stuck in like a cycle. So then cycles can last from 6 months to a year. So I don't want y'all to be refusing. I just want y'all to say yes to the journey, okay? Because ain't nobody got time to be spinning around for a year, 6 months, like, you know what I'm saying? So the last step is the return threshold, and that's whenever you're kind of like hesitant to go back, because now you're about to go back and emerge back into your ordinary world again with all of these new gifts, all these new ideologies, all these new ways of looking at things. And it's just a little scary, right? It'll make you want to isolate, right? It'll make you want to just be like, whoo, I don't know. An old head told me not too long ago that the problems of inside of people's self is they are trapped with the Babylon mentality. So what's the Babylon mentality? School me, Mr. Beckett. Yeah, school me, Mr. Beckett. So then we go through our final challenge, right? And a lot of times the final challenge, it's like the final quiz, you guys. It's that final challenge so that you can figure out, so God can figure out and the universe can figure out, did you learn something? Did you learn when you went into the belly of the beast, right? So you have your final test, right? So, I hope y'all passed y'all test. I hope y'all pass y'all test. Because remember whenever I was coming on here and I was giving y'all the cheat sheet and I was like, choose your soul group, you guys. I was helping y'all. I was giving y'all the answers. I've been giving y'all the answers to the test. So I hope y'all pass y'all test. Anyway, I hope y'all pass y'all test. But on a serious note, a lot of us have been making very, very major decisions, right? As it relates to our soul growth, what we're going to do in the future, our choices and all of that kind of stuff, right? So some people are choosing to not change. And I feel bad for those people because those are also the people that I feel like are suddenly passing away. And then also people that are choosing to make decisions that's against God's natural principles and laws. They are also, reaping the benefits of that. So it's a very interesting time. It's a very interesting time. So, so I came on here to give y'all a cheat sheet. Pass the test. Say no to the temptation. So anyway, guys, so that is the last part. So returning back to the threshold. And then your return is you are the master of two worlds, right? And you have the freedom to live. It's so fucking dope, right? What's dope about that? Because now I have learned how to, not only have I learned how to master the 3D realm, I've also learned how to master my gifts. Now I'm the magician. So I've learned how to master all of these gifts that have been awakened and that have been given and different initiations, and you start to, get different downloads. So now you understand that, like, okay, so not only do I live in this 3D reality, I also live in the 5D. Or it can also be said as you are very cognizant that there's a natural world and a spirit realm, and we are operating in both of those realms simultaneously, right? So that freedom to live comes from the fact that, like, that you co-create with the universe. You can have what you ask for. So how you want it? 34, 35, 69, how you want it? So Mr. Becker said, the superficiality of the quest of money, fame, and being accepted by shallow people. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's definitely Babylon. So let me see what you said again. Ohead told me not too long ago that the problem of the inside. Yeah, I agree. Yep, absolutely. And it's like during that hero's journey, a lot of times, oh, yeah. So remember when we talked about the death and the rebirth? So a lot of times that's the death of your ego, right? So that ego death is what causes you to emerge and realize, like, okay, so now I know what things are important. You know what I mean? Like, not the superficiality of money and fame and being accepted by shallow people. I think that's like the main test of the hero's journey, right? We all have to, like, gain victory over those areas. But I think the difference comes in how it is that we're raised. You know what I mean? So some of us, it's harder for us to fight than others. For me, for instance, I'm 45 and I'm just now coming into certain things. Now my kids are 19 and 22. Like, my kids is badasses, right? Because, like, everything that I know, they now know. So I was talking to my daughter today. I'm just like, yo, like, y'all got the same amount of wisdom and knowledge at half the age. I'm like, yo, y'all just gonna beast. Like, y'all just gonna beast. Like, my son is 22, living his very best life, and he's just at the beginning. So I'm just like, yo, like I watched him go through his hero's journey while I was going through mine. But like, I'm a old head, they young. So we got to teach the young people, y'all, so that they can like skyrocket, so they can do what it is that they need to do, because they got the energy and all of that. And a lot, and also too, what I learned is, whereas we were born and we agreed to forget certain things, the young people of today, they're being born more woke. So I feel like we really have to help them like foster their giftings and who it is they are and their power, help them harness their power and all that stuff. So I think that is like super, super, super important, because the kids nowadays, like they're the indigo kids. Like, so, you know, they are the next geniuses. So we really got to pour into the babies. But yeah, you guys, so you make your return. You have your freedom to live, because you know you co-create with the universe, so you can have it however you want it. So how do you want it? How do you feel? You know, and then you return back to your everyday world, and you know you are more awakened and more gifted and more enlightened and all of that stuff. So I just want to let you guys know that what you're going through, you are not going through it in vain. I just want you guys to know that I am rooting you guys on. I want to encourage you guys to live a life of gratitude and forgiveness and unconditional love. And I know some of us are working on that, right? Some of us are more tapped in, right? Tapped into our heart chakra. Oh, I want to encourage you guys to open your heart and let love flow in. So I want y'all to open your heart chakras so that you can allow love in. I want y'all to be the love that you want to receive. Be the love you want to receive. It don't matter what other people do, right? You do you. You be light. You be love. Because what you're doing has little to do with people on the outside. It has to do with who you are called to be and what you are here to do. And like, you can't be worried about other people, you know? And then other people are here to teach us anyway. They're here to teach us and grow us. And, you know, we learn from those mistakes or whatever. We pass that test. We get that A. We get that star, right? We get that star on the paper. We get the star. We get the star at the top. So, you know, God is always there. There is abundance and rewards at the end. So I'm just encouraging you guys to pass the test the first time, so we don't end up stuck in the same cycles. And you know, pass the test the first time, because some of us are not, like, we dying out here, period, point blank, young and old, you know what I mean? So, you know, we got to choose our soul growth. And at the end of the day, we have to choose things that are for our highest good first. And then we also have to do things that are for the highest good of all people involved, right? That's very important. And God does honor that. I was telling my daughter that today, and she was like, what does that mean? I'm like, the choices and the decisions that you make, you have to take people into consideration. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, when I'm not in the best mood, I don't post on Facebook. Why? Because what I post might be a little rah-rah. And the people don't need my rah-rah, right? The people don't need my rah-rah. The people need my love. They need my light. They need my joy. They need my encouragement. So, you know, that's how I live my life, right? That's how I live my life. So, yeah, so the greater good of all, that will always allow you to align yourself for blessings, you know? So, yeah, you guys, that's all I got for y'all. I'm streaming on this here StreamYard, so I hope I look cute. So, yeah, you guys, I love you guys so very, very much. I just had to come holler at y'all, you know, put my voice out into the atmosphere, send you guys a little love and light, give y'all some insight, be a little light in the dark, you know, a little bit of encouragement just to help things make a little bit more sense. I think we're all kind of going through the same thing. We're just at different stages of the game. So, you know, each one teach one. So as we learn, we're supposed to give back and teach other people. So yeah, you guys, I want you to remember your manifestations. I want you to keep your thoughts positive, because some of us are manifesting at a very rapid pace. So you want to make sure that you are manifesting things that are positive. You don't want to manifest things that are negative, right? Because we can want something in our heart, like we want it, but then our thoughts are negative, right? So then our thoughts create our reality. So we don't want to do that. Like, we want to make sure that, like, hey, if this is what I want, then I'm envisioning those things. And even on days where I'm feeling doubt or something like that, then I may need to use my gratitude to kind of like keep me in a positive space, because we do not want to manifest what we don't want, but we will manifest what we don't want if that's what we're thinking about, right? So you got to think about what you're thinking. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I love you guys so very, very much. I'll be back to check on you guys. I'll probably be back tomorrow, Monday, and we can get into these here crystals. So I love you guys so very, very much, and I will see you wonderful, gifted, and amazing people on tomorrow.